Welcome to the Tilium MarTech Challenge Data Access Part 1 Data Foundation. My name is Dan George, and I'm the Solutions Consulting Operations Manager at Tilium. So this is the first of a series of videos specific to data access. So what is data access? It's the richest source of clean and correlated event and audience level data. So what does that mean? So we're going to take that event data from your website and other devices and the audience data from AudienceStream and provide that in a way that's easily digestible for your business and a way that you can report on it as necessary. Getting into the offerings of data access, we have EventStore, EventDB, AudienceStore, and AudienceDB. So what's the difference between all of these? So let's start at the event level. So event data is user data generated from your website, your mobile app, or your Internet of Things device. It's what pages the visitor is viewing and what actions they're taking, such as a click event on a link. AudienceStore and AudienceDB takes that event data and we aggregate it and evaluate it and build it into visitor profiles as part of the AudienceStream product. We provide this data in a very flexible way so that you can consume it how you deem necessary. For example, you can take the store data and import it into Hadoop infrastructure. Or you can take the DB data and set a BI tool on top of it and start to visualize your data. Since this data is Tilium managed, it's vendor neutral, and it's also in its rawest format, so it's not pre-processed. It's easily accessible and easily understood. What you see here is just a basic flow of the data into the Universal Data Hub and therefore into data access. So there are three ways to get data into the Universal Data Hub. The first is the Tilium collect tag. So that's the utag.js script that exists on the website, and then within Tilium IQ, you have the Tilium collect tag that takes the Universal Data object on that web page and sends it into the Universal Data Hub. Second, you have the Tilium collect API. So if you're using a cookie sync, or if you have an offline system who can trigger a call out to an HTTP endpoint, you can send this data in as a change in your data occurs. So those are both more or less real time. And then second, we have the Omni-Channel Data, which is a bulk upload of data. So if you have a database or a CRM system that has a lot of data that you want to import into the Universal Data Hub, you just provide that in a CSV file, and Tilium can read that and bring it into the Universal Data Hub. Once the data is in the Universal Data Hub, that's where you go to manage EventStore, EventDB, AudienceStore, and AudienceDB. So at a high level, the store products are semi-structured files on an S3 server, and they are either in JSON or CSV format. And then the DB products are a structured database, a SQL database on Amazon Redshift. And so that provides you some flexibility about whether you want to use event or audience data, whether you want it to be structured or semi-structured, so you have that flexibility in consumption of your data. In order to enable it, you have to go into the Universal Data Hub and enable this on 4 different levels. So EventStore and EventDB use filter streams. So if you go into the Universal Data Hub and go to Discover Live Events, you'll see all these events feeding in real time. And a filter stream allows you to take all events and create little buckets of information that are specific to the event that you're trying to look at. For example, out of all the events coming into the Universal Data Hub, I want to find only those that have 3 failed logins and never logged in before, meaning this is a brand new visitor to Tilium and they've never logged in before and they're having difficulty. Or you have a user on an e-commerce website and they're performing a search on your site and they're getting 0 search results. So you create little buckets of specialized events, and it allows you to easier find information regarding your visitors. So EventStore and EventDB both work off of filter streams. And then the difference between EventStore and EventDB is that EventStore saves all attributes associated to the event, whereas EventDB allows you to go in and pick and choose which attributes you want to send. This is important for performance of the database, both in reading in the events and querying the events. AudienceStore is a little bit different. We have a connector as part of AudienceStream where you can go in and add an action and say, I want to send the entire visitor profile to AudienceStore, or I want to be able to send just a select few attributes to AudienceStore. And then AudienceDB is configured at the attribute level. So if we look within AudienceStream, we have our list of visitor attributes, and when you edit that attribute, you can select the AudienceDB checkbox to go in and send that information off to AudienceDB. So at a basic level, again, EventStore and EventDB are based off of events feeding in from your website, your mobile app, or your Internet of Things devices. And AudienceStore and AudienceDB are based off of the audience stream attributes that you created that create visitor profiles for each of your visitors. Those are available either in an Amazon S3 bucket for the store products or within an Amazon Redshift database for the database products. In the next video, I'll be jumping into Amazon S3 and Amazon Redshift to give you guys a better idea of what the structure of this data looks like and the schema of the database. So thanks for joining and have a great day.